Good afternoon, good morning. What's going on, people? This is another look at the Luchador class we're working on today. Hello, my name is Josh. Welcome to Dungeoneer's Pack Live. Dungeoneer's Pack Live is a weekly live stream where I and sometimes guests discuss things regarding 5th edition to provide insights and solutions for problems at your table. But this week, I had the whole week off from work, so I was streaming this whole week working on a new class for 5th edition, a homebrew class that hopefully you guys will be able to use at your games. I was working on a class inspired by the Luchador, a Mexican masked wrestler. As I felt while traditional grappler ideas fit within 5th edition and D&D and fantasy, there really is no gimmick, I guess you could say. There's no lore, there's no fantasy behind a standard just wrestler, but a luchador provides that lore with the mythology surrounding the mask, and actually fits perfectly. It fits well within a fantasy setting, adding a little bit of culture, my own culture, to the game, a nice little touch. So today what I plan on doing is going a basic rundown of where we're at so far. Also addressing some feedback I've gotten, but also input on or some comments that I have regarding what we have so far, because I got to play test some of this actually this weekend, impromptu, because my party in the Avernus game, so I got to run an enemy in Luchador against them. So yeah, so this is going to be a chill one, and then later in the stream, before we close up shop, I'm going to announce what's happening with Dungeoneer's Pack Live going forward. We're still going to be doing the show. It's just we're going to be changing some things. And boom, let's do this. Episode 57. So, okay, so this is what we have so far with the class. Pretty much at the end on Friday stream, we have a chassis. We have a thing. I still haven't updated the damage structure for this, but I believe we're going to follow a unarmed strike damage progression for the attacks for this class, just like the monk has it, but we're going to be following and after Benjamin Huffman's lead with the pugilist and follow that damage structure instead, starting off with a d6 damage die, and eventually unarmed strikes will progress higher. So that's all that needs to get fixed for here. Other than that, our main class mechanics, Lucha Libre, the only thing we changed, let me dismiss this. Everything stays the same. So you're going to start off with a d6 damage die for your unarmed strikes and improvised weapon attacks. If the damage die is lower than the standard, this is really to just address improvised weapon damage and the ruling, because a DM can rule that an improvised weapon does more damage. So this sort of just blankets it. Say you get like a shard of glass and you're attacking with it, and the DM says that it's a dagger, so that's 1d4. Well, this replaces that and turns it into a d6. All right. Other than that, the next ability you'll get with this is whenever you successfully grapple a creature, you can make an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon attack as a bonus action. This is a lot to do with just first or level 1, so that you don't feel like you're not doing any damage. So you'll grapple them successfully and then smack them. And then also, this is also to keep, when you get extra attack, at least you're doing 2 attacks a turn. This class doesn't have too many things to really do on a bonus action, so this is kind of gives it its main bonus action function. There's still a couple features that it does get that you can still use your bonus action on. The only thing we added now was we gave this a climbing speed equal to your movement speed. So this you're only able to do this as long as you're not wearing armor, you're not wielding a shield. So you're getting a climbing speed. This is to address some high flyer aspects, lore, fantasy behind the class. This is kind of something I was really wanting. but trying to figure out where to fit it. So we found a perfect spot right at the beginning. If your race already has grappling or flying at the beginning, so that doesn't really matter. This is just to help other classes be able to climb up on the top rope, climb up on stuff, and then drop down and attack from the high up. Also, it gives you a little bit three-dimensional mobility that isn't really seen in a lot of early classes unless you take certain race options. And then the last feature or ability for Lucha Libre is that you can stand up from prone while standing up for prone only costs you 5 feet of movement. Originally, this was it doesn't cost you any movement, but to limit it, at least it costs something, but at least it doesn't cost half your movement. So there's that. All right, the other level 1 features are ribbon feature. Showstopper. At first level, you have a natural magnetism that draws the attention of those around you. When you make a charisma check, you gain bonus to the check equal to your strength modifier. So this is mainly to kind of help you do the face stuff, because this is what the class does. It's a martial grappler that attacks, and then also, you know, a large part able to talk to the people, either be the people's champion or you can be the main enemy. What's going on, David? What is going on? All right, so yeah, that's what that is. Very, very simple, straightforward, but something that helps you roleplay, gets you outside of just the combat. Unarmored defense is what you'd expect, but this one triggers off of the combination of your AC plus 10. Your AC is equal to 10 plus your strength modifier and charisma modifier instead of the usual dex. This pushes away from that. Obvious concerns is that this would be pretty cool to dip for a paladin, but a paladin with heavy armor and a shield will most likely have more AC than this guy. Yeah, face or heal. And I'm going to address, there's some comments that I've gotten on some of the stream videos regarding face or heal. I'll address them after we kind of do a breakdown of every feature we have so far. Momentum is our core class mechanic that is supposed to represent some sort of like you're building up combo energy to continue to do your attacks. So when you roll for initiative and at the end of each of your turns, as long as where you attack, grapple, or shove a creature, you're going to gain a d6 momentum die. So beginning of combat, you start with a d6, and as long as you keep doing the lucha stuff, you're going to gain d6. You can only have a maximum amount of momentum die that you're holding equal to your proficiency bonus. And then as long as you have a momentum die, you reduce any bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage taken by your Luchador level. So at level 2, that's only 2 damage. And at pretty much when you hit level 20, while it seems like that's a lot of damage, you're tanking 20 damage. At level 20, the things are going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. So this is nice. Yeah, Steve Harris bringing up, Paladins get a lot more out of dipping Hexblade since raw they can't smite with unarmed either. Yep, that is another thing too. Oh, don't tempt me with a good time. That'd be sick. But yeah, I'm thinking chair smites. But the good guy, the divine mask, is not gonna care about that one. Another big thing about momentum. You lose all unexpended momentum die when you're knocked unconscious, incapacitated, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage. So it's very much similar to Barbarian Rage, where you need to continue to be doing your thing. And if you stop doing your thing or something stops you from doing it, you lose all the marbles. So that's another thing. This is kind of like our counterbalance to it. So I'm gonna address momentum because I finally got to play with it. So after we go through with this, I'll explain my feelings on momentum. Signature moves. So this is like our bread and butter mechanic. This is what you expect out of it. This is your wrestling moves. There are these maneuvers that pretty much let you expend your momentum die. And then you're going to start off with 2, and then as soon as you hit level 7, 10, and 15, you get to choose more. And also, whenever you gain a level in the class, you can replace it with something else. Replace one strike or replace one signature move with a different one. We're gonna still play with this idea whether it's gonna take a level to replace it, because there's, for me, the narrative behind this is that you're kind of needing to take time to kind of learn a different move and adapt it to part of your style, and then you stop using one. But the other consideration is to have it on a long rest, and then have it tied to some roleplay that you have to actually spend your downtime, a long rest, to actually practice and change into the move. Either one works fine, but I'm going to stick with the level 1 so far, and we'll see how it plays out with people. Some of the moves are going to require saving throws, so there's that, and then you get restriction to move DC right here. Next up, level 3, you get your personas. This is your mask, or your whole wrestling gimmick. So this is your subclass. So, and this is something we still need to work on and figure out the scaffolding behind it. But yeah, level 3, you get your subclass, and then you also get reversal, which is the luchadors, pretty much counterpoint to the throwing ability that the monk has from catching arrows and projectiles. So this is that whenever you win a contested check of being grappled or shoved, if somebody's trying to grapple you, you grapple and shove them instead. You reverse it on them. But the only thing is you have to be able to grapple them. So there's, remember, when you grapple or shove a creature, you can only grapple a size higher than you, which will change later for this class. Rapido, this is our 4th level feature. We can use the dash action as a bonus action, and as long as we're not grappling a creature. And then we have advantage on dexterity saving throws against harmful effects that we can see are here. Cajetas, what's going on, Mondo? Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. So yeah, that's what this one is. It's advantage on dexterity saving throws against harmful effects that you can see are here. And at 9th level, this upgrades so that as long as you're grappling one creature, so you grappling that one creature does not hinder your movement. So you can just drag this person over. Anytime you're grappling 2 or more, no bueno. Your movement's halved. 5th level extra attack, standard. Then we also get smack talk. So this is a taunt. So this is like another fantasy face feature. And shout outs to Taryn, aka Indestructible, for this one, where he helped us add this one into here. So as a bonus action, you can target a creature up to 30 feet from you, and they must make a wisdom saving throw against your signature move DC. And if not, they're goaded. So then until the start of your next turn, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against other creatures besides you. And also, if you hit a creature with a melee attack before using this bonus action on the same turn, the creature has disadvantage on the saving throw. So yeah, this one kind of doubles up, where you kind of beat the crap out of them, and then you kind of trash talk them at the end, if you want to do that too. So yeah, there's both of these. This was a fun. Got to actually try this one out too. So I have some feelings about what we're going on with the Lucha right now. Muy Fuerte, standard damage upgrade, so that your unarmed strikes can overcome resistance to immunities to non-magical attacks. This is just to make sure that your bludgeoning damage gets through. And this is also our upgrade, where we can start. We count as a size larger when grappling or shoving creatures. So if you are medium, you can now grapple huge, and if you're small, you can now grapple large. Yeah, I'm like, honestly, big shout out to Taryn for this one, for helping us figure this one out, and then getting and hooking it up. Because yeah, got to try this out. This was fun. On Friday night we got to play this. Start of the round, this is our momentum buff. So now we start getting more momentum. So now we add our charisma modifier to our initiative. But also, when we roll for initiative, we start with an extra momentum die. So now at level 7, we gain 2 momentum die when we start for initiative. And at level 10, that becomes 3. At level 15, it becomes 4. We get a nice little extra buff. So we can kind of start doing things a lot quicker, start doing our more powerful moves. Then we get High Flyer. So we figured it out. This is sort of like our sneak attack-ish damage that lets us it gives us more damage for attacking from the high ground. So we get up on the top rope, we jump off of a table, something or some set. So yeah, so this is what that is. Beginning at 11th level, you're adept at attacking from great heights. If you jump before attacking a creature, you take no falling damage from the jump, and the attack does an extra 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 5 feet you fell before making the attack. If it takes this damage regardless if you make a melee attack, shove, or grapple. So, what this is meant to do, you get an extra d6, even if you just kind of jump up and do this. On average, you have like maybe 18, possibly 20 strength at this, so you can maybe jump 18 to 20 feet. If you can jump that 20 feet up, straight up, and land on them to do an attack, okay, that's an extra 2d6. And this is just standing flat. So this hasn't even included jumping in from higher ground, right? So this gives you less of the extra damage, but this little thing right here allows it so that you can use signature moves and do this. So you jump off of a thing and then you can do a Hurricane Rana, boom, and it does it. What's going on? I've been tempted since you started this whole Luchador class to build a Fray Tormenta build. He was a priest who wrestled to raise funds for an orphanage. Americans only know this story as the basis for Nacho Libre. You need a Barcelona. Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. That's one of the, I think one of the subclasses is gonna be like a divine one. That's gonna kind of be like a little tribute to him and to Santo. So, well, that's what I want to do. At least one of the first subclasses I want. Next, we're gonna keep going with the features. Si se puede. This is we won't be taken out of the count. So this, as long as we have a momentum die, if we drop to 0 and don't die outright, we expend a momentum and we come back up to 1 hit point. And then we can keep doing this as long as we have momentum die, but the more times we do this, it costs more momentum. And as long as we take a long rest, this resets back to 1. So we can't count us out yet. Valiente, standard buff, we have advantage against saving throws or against being charmed or frightened because we are brave. Lucha Might, this kind of solidifies our strength and gives us some reassurance on strength checks. So any d20 roll that we roll that's a 9 or lower counts as a 10. And then our capstone, King of the Ring, whenever we roll an initiative, we start off with all our momentum die automatically. So this level 20, that's 6 momentum. So we, from the get-go, we can just start pounding it. The only thing is, I think I might add, we're going to play with this, is maybe you'll be able to do 2 signature moves a turn. Or I have some ideas for this. So today I kind of wanted to look at signature moves a bit. We're going to work on some of this. Here's all the subclass ideas right now. This is going to drastically change. But before getting into some of the design stuff, I want to really jump in and address some comments we've been receiving on YouTube. I got some actually good comments on the feedback and what people are asking and hoping we do get. So let's open this bad boy up and let me go read the comments. Okay, so Cayman Bonnet responded on day 5 and was asking, and this is not the first person, this is something that's kind of been popping up, if they can somehow get heal tactics. So signature moves that pretty much the bad guys do, like spitting poison in enemies' eyes, pretty much all cheap shots. I believe David mentioned about doing like low blows and stuff too for moves. Since these are a little bit more specified, yes, I want heal moves, but I might shove them into a subclass just because they're so specific. Some of these fit really, really well with the idea of the maskless, which is our rendition of being an oathbreaker for this class. You no longer have a mask. So there's going to be some lore behind this, because normally when a lucha loses the fight, in a mask for mask fight, whenever they lose their mask, there's a couple things that happen. They're retiring, or they're giving up the gimmick to take on a new mask. So that's what that is. So this is kind of like our dark path, where we're kind of giving it up to find a new path, a new mask. That opens up some roleplay for the game, so that you can take on a new subclass for a bit to try to kind of figure out what new mask you're going to take, and then you can change your subclass for that. That's the idea for behind this. But also, since you're taking off the mask and kind of going rogue, this is where all the dirty fighting and stuff, you're kind of you fall from grace. That's the general idea for this. And this is where I see stuff like low blows, and where I see maybe some moves. They're gonna have maybe some signature moves geared more like towards fighting dirty, or at least features that have you. Yeah, Rudo. That's exactly. I think that's what I'm gonna call the subclass to. Oh, Rudo. You turn heel. Yep. And but the whole spitting poison thing, I can see that as a subclass feature for a lot. Like, if people want a dragon mask, I can easily see that whole poison spit thing for that, but also have you the option to breathe fire, breathe ice, whatever. You're taking on the aspects of a dragon. That's where I think that perfectly fits. But yeah, we still got a lot of ways to like play some stuff. But yes, I want to have heal moves, but I think those are going to be more specific to subclasses, and kind of filter those in. Going on, Yoda. There has to be a mechanic for hair versus mask. I don't know. That's another kind of a fight too. So yeah, spitting green mist. That is very puro esu. Yep, very Japanese wrestling inspired. So we'll see. Definitely don't think I'm not considering that stuff. I want you to be able to kind of play the classes in as many ways as possible as you see fit. All right. That was like the main kind of feedback I was getting. Can we have heal abilities? Can we have heal stuff? I'm like, yes, I'll find a way to fit it. Other than that, everybody wants to be able to do wrestle moves. So we need to be doing slams and stuff. All right. So now here's my own critique and feedback based off of playing this class. So I without a subclass, we managed to test this out impromptu. I had no plans to test it out on this Friday in our game, but my play group latched on to the idea of a wrestling match last session in Avernus, because they were in pretty much a town hub, and one of the other players gave up their championship belt to get a wish. It's a long story, but they wanted to have another fight, so I had an impromptu create a luchador so they could fight. And yeah, so big things that I felt with this. This felt good. Like, I think the big concern, big things I was worried about is momentum in this way going to work. Is Smack Talk going to feel good? And concerned with momentum with bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage, or these things, like, these were the things I was really worried about. Are they going to feel balanced and stuff? Mind you, I did have to use a Storm Giant's stats for this, just as a basis, because I didn't have enough time to actually roll a class. But with a standard class against a barbarian, so against a barbarian that was a level 11 barbarian, no, level 12 barbarian, excuse me. The only thing, just because he was beating the Storm Giant, only because of the strength stat was beating the barbarian in terms of grappling and stuff. But other than that, they were pretty much even. Momentum feels good. I was very iffy on a lot of the stuff and being able to do things and be able to generate enough momentum, because you're only, as long as you're doing this stuff, you're only generating one momentum. but the momentum die and wanting to gain it so that you have a bludgeoning, so you have some damage mitigation, but also be able to spend your moves. There was that enough tension where you were kind of forced to do it so that you can do your moves, and it felt good. Like it didn't feel too tracky. For me, it was as simple as just keeping. You can keep a die on the side as you gain them, or you could just kind of keep like little dash marks like I was doing as you're spending them and then gaining them. So it worked. There is a little tracking issue I think people can critique it on, but overall, momentum felt good. Like momentum felt like it worked. It did what it was supposed to do. So I'm hoping when more people test this out and they don't feel like it's clunky. But yeah, I actually really like momentum. I liked the damage reduction, getting that from the class too. The other thing I really like, smack talk. We managed to taunt some people and force them to come actually fight. And then reversal felt really, really good. Being able to win tests that you were losing. And especially in a situation where this was happening, where the two players were wrestling and getting grappled, this felt good. In an average fight, it's probably not going to pop up a lot. So that's why it felt, for that situation, it felt good, because there was a lot of grappling going on. If you're fighting monsters and stuff that aren't going to be grappling and stuff, this is probably not going to pop up. So it does feel very situational, but it worked. Other than that, I didn't get to use the dash because we were in like in a small little area, but that worked. And yeah, like other than that, we're at level 14. I didn't get to try out High Flyer because the way the fight was already running, felt like I was running out of time. But yeah, I'm excited. Like testing out and playing it made me excited because the mechanic work, the core mechanic work, signature moves we still need to work on, but there are some things that I was trying to figure out. So last night, we're going to move to signature moves. Last night I stayed up way too late. I'm working on, because our Vernus game we're going to wrap up like in 5 sessions. So I stayed up too late last night watching Atlanta and trying to catch up so I can watch the new season, but also working on my character from Hero Forge. So yeah. But as I was doing all that, I started thinking about signature moves. So I know there were some suggestions that the 2 point spending for momentum should be the minimum. I think we at least have to have some moves that cost 1, especially if you're starting early level, that you need to be able to feel like you can actually spend the momentum. But based off of, we're going to play this a little bit more, because I do see a critique that maybe it should cost at least 2 momentum to do it, but then that means it's going to take at least your second turn. You're not going to be able to, at least in the early game, be able to use your signature moves. So I think at least a few signature moves to cost 1. Another thing I was thinking about is codifying these in some extent. So I want to bring up spells, because obviously spells are codified in a way. We're game rules. We need spells to all. So we're gonna see how spells are codified, right? Spells are normally, I'm gonna bring up D&D Beyond, codified by the school. So when you kind of go into a wizard, right? If you're a necromancy, it's like, well, if you use the necromancy spells, you can learn them faster, and etc. Wondering, with signature moves, we can kind of do the same thing, and we codify them by holds, strikes, and slams. We codify them in different ways. So 1, subclasses, or this will matter. Maybe, remember how I had that idea to be able to do 2 signature moves a turn? Maybe for certain subclasses, you can use 2 slams in a turn. or maybe because as long if you use one signature move, you can follow it up with a slam or something to that extent, so that we get that fantasy of like we saw with the Tekken King video, but have it specific to subclasses, or even have a momentum, like have it that it's cheaper to use certain signature moves based off of what they are. Maybe it costs one less momentum as long as you're using a hold, right? Minimum of 1. So if it costs 1 to do a hold, well, it doesn't. It's still just going to cost you 1. But say you're using a hold signature move that costs 2, you reduce it by 1, so not only costs you 1 because you're just better at that. So that's the kind of things I was thinking about. And it would kind of put us in line to codify them so that we could probably get a little more specific at this point too, and add a bunch of different signature moves and have them kind of do their own effects, so that we could separate armbar and leg lock, and they're both holds, but they do different things. But then we have strikes, so we can put stuff like headbutt, let's see, stuff like elbow drop, leg drop. You can do a lariat, clothesline, things like that, and those will all be strikes. But then you have slams, so stuff like suplex, power bomb, and I would even say DDT is probably another one. Anything that kind of just like, it's a power move that just kind of gets you. We can put choke slam in here. So that's where my head's at right now. It's like, ooh, that like kind of doing it this way makes it so that in the subclasses we can say this subclass is only good with this. Yeah. And that at least would give us 3 subclasses that can actually just super excel at specific aspects off of just signature moves. And then we can look at others and have them kind of buff up certain things elsewhere. So, yeah. So we have like a long list of moves. Here, we got a DDT, prone and stun. We got Brainbuster. And actually, maybe... Okay. One thing. Give me a sec, guys. So that you guys can actually kind of add on to this document. Give me a sec. I'm gonna get it so that it's shareable. Change it so you guys can be commenters. Copy link. Okay, cool. I'm gonna post it in the chat so you guys either can follow along or want to leave feedback and comments. You guys can do that here, and I'm gonna just pin it in that baby. Okay, cool. There you guys go. You guys can do it if you guys want to follow along and add comments and feedback and stuff. So let's separate leg, armbar, and leg lock. So with leg lock, this is what I see with leg lock. Requirement, it's a minimum 1 momentum. It is considered a... What I really want to do is look at how... Hey, what's going on, Taryn? Just so updating everybody, because I got to play the Luchador and gave everybody kind of feedback and my feelings on some of the mechanics, and momentum works. It feels good. So this class is on the right track. Now we're looking at signature moves and trying to possibly codify them in a way similar to spells, how they codify them by School of Magic. We can look at codifying these based off of different ones so that this can filter into the subclasses a bit, where those that want to focus on strikes, there's going to be a subclass that is just better naturally with strikes. I mean, either finding different ways either to make them cost cheaper, or they can do them more frequently, or they become more powerful for doing it, for doing those specific things. Ow. So what am I looking at? Let me... I just need to see... Just formatting, just so I kind of know. I legitimately want to know how these are written, so that get a better idea. Excuse me. Cool. So this is what this is. This is gonna be. This would be like a. This should be considered like a hold signature move. Yep, exactly. And exactly. So, one, that's what that does. We can codify them and we can get a little bit more specific so that people can actually do that, right? So we can actually go power bomb, we can go choke slam just instead of having general slam. But also that means there's more work, right? Because now we have to differentiate effects for these. We have to differentiate what they are, and to be honest, there isn't too many status effects. Really, there isn't really too many status conditions. Roll 20. So I'm gonna pull up roll 20. And actually, now that we bring up status effects, go check out Terran's video on confusion, because he addresses this specifically in that video he just put out, I believe last night or yesterday. He addresses the status effect issue with 5th edition. So yeah, go definitely check that one out, because this is something I've been feeling looking at signature moves. Is like, yeah, we don't really have too many options for status inducing effects. Hold on, I'm trying to look for it here. Status conditions. Status conditions. Okay. Just want to get it on roll 20. Here it is. Conditions. So I'm gonna pull this up. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, 1 o'clock this morning. Yeah, 1 in the morning. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, and I think that's what we have to do, Yoda. Like, I think that's what's gonna be the thing. We might have to create our own conditions to kind of do cool stuff, so that one, we differentiate them. But at the same time, it's frustrating, right? Because it's so much easier to be like, yeah, they're frightened, they're exhausted, they're this, they're that. Yeah, I'm not going to do all of them. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no way. For me, I think the way I see this, I think it's going to be similar to what you're doing with the Scion. I want to get the core and the basis down, and now people playing it, but then eventually add on more later as more things happen, I get more concrete ideas for like subclasses and more how to do moves, and then slowly just update it as we go on. Oh, money in the bank. Honestly, part of me too. Maybe another supplement, or maybe something that can be added on to this later, is like different fight conditions and stuff, and like special rules for like how to alter combat, or that are based around this kind of stuff. And for the lucha, so you can have like special matches like hair versus mask, mask versus mask, money in the bank, hell in a cell, stuff like that. That might be something potentially to look at later. It just depends on how deep and how fried my brain will get from doing this. So yeah. Ross's guidelines on a class, 3 to 5 subclasses. 25 spell like mechanics. Okay, so 3 to 5 subclasses. So for sure, I want to hit at least 3 before this goes out, and that I think the 3, maybe actually 4. We could do a lot. Like the cool thing with this, right? So we'll get our ones that are specific to features. But with the way that the mask and stuff set up, like I said, if you want a dragon inspired subclass, you can do it. You want a giant inspired subclass, you can do it. You want a demon, fiend, etc. The mask mythology allows you to get this done. So it's very, very easy to just keep adding stuff on there. And moves, even that 25 is a bit, yeah, that is a lot. For me, when I'm looking at it, right, 25 spell like mechanics, that's a lot of options. And for me, it's like, that might be overload. Overload for a player. I'm like, man, that's a lot of stuff to do. So yeah, back to conditions. We don't got a lot. Yeah, we want that Hulk sub. We definitely are. Table contents. So conditions. We don't got a lot. A lot of what we're thinking luchas are gonna do, right? Incapacitate, prone, restrained, stunned, unconscious, grappled. Things we can probably look at are blinded and deafened, frightened. But based off of certain things, since we're going to be doing a lot of grappling and stuff, we have to be really I think it's incapacitated is the stun. Hold on, trying to remember which one's the worst one. Incapacitated, a capacitated creature can't take reactions, and then we have stunned. A stunned creature is incapacitated and can't move and can speak only. Yeah, so stunned is going to be really dumb, where we have a little too hard combo with our features, because literally if we have a feature that lets us stun, and then yeah, they're just automatically failing, and we just keep comboing and just kind of infinite on them, which is kind of not what we want to do. So yeah, so some of them are going to be off the table for us, unless like they're going to be gated by a lot of resource eating. Exactly, yeah. Being able to blind is going to be a heal move for sure. Let's put that. So this below the belt, yeah. Okay, so that's what that is. Pocket sand, yep, pocket sand, poke the eyes, spit in the eyes, something. That's what the for sure that this mask, this heal type subclass is gonna be. Actually, that makes perfect sense now that we know subclasses. We have our powerhouse, we have our, we're gonna have our grappler, and then we're gonna have our striker, and then we'll have the maskless. That'll be like the 4 ones we'll get for like the core base, and then after that we'll add more. I'm gonna change this music, guys. Get some chip tune. Yep. So that's what we're gonna do with that. So now we know our 4 subclasses from the get-go. I think my goal is, because obviously we didn't get this done to be able to get it out this week, right? I want this done, packaged and everything. My goal is summer. So that's the goal. So this summer, this will be out. This gives me enough time to kind of like break this stuff down. There's probably gonna be more streams for this too. So yeah. So we're gonna do leg lock, armbar, and okay, hold on. I just want to do this. Boom. Boom. Okay. Requirement minimum die, we don't know yet. There is a wrestling TTRPG they played in parts unknown. Ooh. Sick. Okay. So Armbar is also going to be a hold move. Okay. Okay, here we go. Worldwide Wrestling RPG. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up. Definitely gonna have to look this up. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm liking codifying this stuff simply because we can now have it so that subclasses are only going to be good at specific ones. And we can do different effects off of it. Clothesline Lariat, we can split this up into 2 different ones. We just need to figure out the differing effects that we're going to have for these, because Clothesline and Lariat are actually pretty dang identical. Almost a little too identical. So I mentioned this a lot. It's also kind of the frustrating thing with wrestling moves too. Not looking at it here. Clothesline literally is you doing this, just leaving your arm out and you're kind of just run into him. Lariat is move your arm like this, and they hit this section of your arm, and it's like you're punching them forward. It's 10 USD for the PDF. Ooh. Is that on Drive-Thru RPG? If that's on Drive-Thru RPG, yeah. That's what I was asking if it is. Worldwide Wrestling 2nd Edition, 1 fall to finish, $10, not bad. I get paid this week. I will. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. $15 for the PDF. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's not that bad. Yeah, I'll pick this up this week so I can actually look at I'll look at some stuff. Funny thing is because I've seen like the name of like some of the stuff, the Challenger versus the Champion. Originally, this class was called the Challenger. I think naturally the way we've played, yeah, I think this is gonna. After playing it personally, I think we're gonna need a numbers guy to kind of look at the math. It definitely feels stronger than the monk, but not as strong as a barbarian. So when I played it, at least, but obviously we're gonna look at numbers. We need to just really look at numbers. Playing against them, and my cousin was using a Lucha, the only thing that kept me ahead was the fact that I used a Storm Giant as the base for the strength. If we were to remove that and just have basic strength, a Barbarian will probably beat out the Lucha in terms of what it wants to do at times, just because they have advantage on it. They have advantage on strength checks. But in terms of what the monk wants to do, the Lucha probably beats the monk. Yeah, Challenger idea was fine, but Luchador, yeah, I agree with you, Steven. Look, it was that fantasy spice, that lore spice we needed for that. And while the Challenger is like a very bland name that would like kind of like, okay, it can be whatever, and it probably would have been like more open to all kinds of wrestling. I think that's how I would have approached it that way. Luchador gave the fantasy spice and resonance it needed, that lore I was looking for, and it's identifiable, and I'm that's really what would it helped hone this. Yeah, and I'm not I'm the farthest from math guy. I'm probably gonna yeah. So yeah, and that's the thing. The Lucha is gonna be. It was not going to stack up with the Barbarian in terms of just the raw strength that the Barbarian's going to have, but skill-wise, it's going to be more consistent, I think. So that's what I think. There's it's just. And yeah, and this is not even considering other things, right? Like, Lucha easily could beat out Barbarian in certain situations. Obviously, if you max out 20, like the 20 strength, both of them, and then magic item and stuff, like it just changes the dynamic of it. Like I can honestly see in a campaign where Luchador, where they fight a title match, and their wrestling belt's actually a belt of giant strength. That kind of stuff. That's just like stuff I've seen in the game. Exactly, Yoda. Exactly. The Lucha invokes history. And then we've talked about this too. Actually, in the Discord, I plan on adding a little page in the back that kind of explains how you can fit the Luchador in different 5e settings, or they kind of fit lore wise, and it just kind of makes sense. So they're just easily packaged into there. So. Okay, wrestle moves. Let's see. Clothesline lariat, we're gonna move this out. Let's see. We're gonna put this as a strike. Hey, bruh. Oh, oops, that's why. This is gonna be a strike. Strike signature move. I'm just gonna remove the cost from these for now so we can kind of figure out. Boom. You know, always having a d6 to add to grapple shows that will stack with advantage. Yep, that is true. Oh man. I'm wondering if that's something that can be added in, right? Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm wondering having a d6 bonus would make it a scary class. Now you got me thinking, it's like, oh, what if we do add some sort of, like, I consider like a personal bardic inspiration, a personal bless for a d6 specifically for grappling and stuff. But I'm wondering if that can't just be the bonus in a subclass that's specifically marked for certain signature moves. And here's the fantasy I'm thinking behind this, right? The core Lucha has you be able to do that stuff. Like, you're just generally good. Yeah, see, and then a subclass. A subclass that focuses on holds, which are like the main grappling stuff, or focuses on strikes, or focuses on slams. This is where they get that. Oh god, I just realized how powerful a barbarian dip would be for a lucha. The thing is, I'm not mad at that, Steven, either. Just because like that, if you really look at it, they kind of fit in certain settings. That kind of fits, and I also see it for like a monk. Certain settings that'll fit. What's going on, Lance? A real dice or virtual work? Just talking dice. Yeah, too, because one of the things I want people to know too with the mask, it doesn't have to look like a lucha mask. It just needs to be a mask. So, like, if you're gonna be a luchador from pretty much in Forgotten Realms, from any of the tribes from the north, and the I forgot, near Icewind Dale, that area, pretty much like Wolfgar's tribes, because I feel like if like having taken on animal spirits and having a mask that represents them, it doesn't have to look like a lucha mask. It can just be a mask that you wear, like a tribal mask. And then obviously if you go to Mestica, that's when you could probably get more of the traditional lucha looking mask, obviously, if you're going to play a character in Forgotten Realms. And then, but like, say you're playing in Theros, your mask could be some sort of like, looks like the undead, the returned, similar mask similar to that. Like, that's why, like, the mask aspect, like, you just play with it because it's awesome. You just do whatever you want with it. Okay. Let's see. Clothesline, lariat. We'll turn this to a strike, slam. Yeah, we're just talking about dice, Lance, in general. I don't really see a difference between real or virtual when you're playing it, unless you have something like a little bit more specification on what you mean by real dice or virtual. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and I'm thinking that with Rage, it'll just make this class a little bit more consistent. You just get to do it more. Again, like, I can see this too, like, we're looking at take a rogue dip just to get expertise. Life is us programming. Lariat, slam. Okay, we need to rename this. When you shove a creature, let's call this choke slam. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. So the literal, looking at literal dice. Okay. Yeah, raises his own resource management. Choke slam. Let's do this. Is gonna be a slam. Slam. Signature move. Boom. Okay. Boom. Yep. Exactly. When you shove a grappled creature, if you could, okay, we need to make this cooler. We need to make choke slam cooler. This was just a generic thing. Okay, let's get rid of this. Yeah, we're gonna go double drop. Excuse me, burping, man. This is gonna be a strike move. Let's just do this. We're gonna do there's signature moves. There's gonna be a leg drop, and then there's gonna be a elbow drop. Trying to think, like, gotta look at the differentiating this. Just a little bit. Differentiating these a little bit. Just because this leg drop. So I'm wondering, yeah. Because obviously there's going to be moves that kind of do the same thing, right? Elbow drop and leg drop, kind of both the same thing. You're just attacking somebody that's on the ground. Sleeper hold. Let's see. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Like a leg lock and an armbar, vastly different. So I know we can differentiate these moves: an armbar and a leg lock. Elbow drop, leg drop, they're kind of similar. So finding ways to differentiate that, or just eliminating it together and give you something that's a little more iconic. Elbow drop is super iconic. But I believe Hulk Hogan's leg drop is also like a people also still resonate with that. Then we get suplex. Suplex I see as a slam. A slam move, and then requirements. We're gonna just put a number here so we can kind of figure this out. Sleeper, we really need to figure this out. Headbutt, this is going to be a strike. Get this in here. Trying to think. Trying to think. Whip is not a slam, it's not a hold. I think unfortunately this does have to fit into the strike category. This is like a forced movement. This is in its own little weird spot. Whip, when you hit a creature with a melee weapon taking expendable okay. So what I'm thinking by whip is like, this is when you're kind of like grabbing somebody by the arm and you're kind of shoving them. And then normally you kind of move them into the top, like against the rope. Obviously there's no rope. So the way I'm saying is like, yeah, you're throwing them and they're going to go run into, you're kind of moving them away. And then if an ally is right next to them, they can smack the crap out of them. It's like a setup move. Okay. But we have all these awesome things. Okay. So let's get these all set up. Oh, whip. We're just gonna. I cast Eternal Death. Power word heal. Okay. The creature's whipped. Okay. I'm trying to see where everybody kind of landed on certain things. Let's go. Moonsault. We kind of have to do it. Moonsault. This is gonna be a. Ooh. I'm just gonna. I'm trying to think. Oh, we don't need to put. We need DDT. DDT. This is a slam. Then we get, let's see, Brainbuster. I need to see how generic, like, core move this is, because I'm not really sure. Brainbuster. I'm actually not even familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure. Sounds like a slam move. Drop kick. This is definitely a strike. Drop kick. Then we're gonna go crossbody. This is. We'll keep it as that. Ooh. Okay. Hurricanrana punches backbreaker. That's gonna be a. Saying that. Let's see where we're at. Drop body, cross body, planchas. I gotta look at that. If you anybody knows that these moves, some of these moves are, because some of them are, I don't know them by name, but I'm pretty sure if I look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, it's that thing. Backbreaker, yes. Backbreaker. Oh no. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Backbreaker. This is gonna be slam. And Hurricanrana, okay. Hurricanrana. Is it? Okay, Rana. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the wikis right now. Okay, and then we need just. Okay, hold on. We're gonna, now that I got all these kind of like this, we're Gucci. Okay. Okay. This is. Hey man, come on. Come on. Deal. Okay. All right. We're gonna. You guys have seen. This formato. Fix you, baby. There we go. Yeah, backbreaker. Yeah, backbreaker is definitely the bane. It's definitely bane. That's, I see the same thing too. Like, that's just crack. So definitely gonna see that. That's a slam. So I think defining these is gonna help kind of figure out where we're at. So this is gonna be SMs that maintain hold, that maintain grapple. SMs so holds are going to be stuff like that maintain grapple, so stuff like leg locks, arm bars, sleeper holds, things that we cannot break from, like you don't plan on actually disengaging from the enemy. Slams are going to be power moves. This is like okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's how we're gonna differentiate these. Okay. Let's format. Oh, hold on. Text style. Capitalization. Title case. Okay. So yeah, this is just so we kind of know how to differentiate these. So we kind of, yeah, so because I only really see there's only 3 different types of moves that we're really doing. So kind of we know. Let me see. Let me go to the Discord. No, hold on, wrong. Gotta go through that thread, man. Okay, let's see where we're at. Wrestling holds, wrestling throws. Oh, that, yeah, I'm home. Okay, there we go. So that's how we kind of codify them. Boom. Cool. Okay. I want to look at chin lock, claw hold, cross phase, fish hook, Nelson, STF, arm lock, armbar, backbreaker, leg lock, Indian deathlock, choke, bulldog choke. No. Okay. Going through the wiki, man. There's a lot of stuff. Strikes. Oh, here we go. This is one of the ones because I don't think we have a lot. The strike like features. Body press, clothesline. Knee drop, leg drop, elbow. Face squash, knee strike. Ooh, okay, yeah. Okay, actually, I'm gonna pull these up on stream because this is wiki. We're good. No Dimka. Just we don't really have to worry about don't really have to worry about DMCA. So boom. Okay, so we're gonna kind of look at different one. A lot of okay. So one thing I'm looking at when it comes to this, like what moves to include, I think instead of trying to include everything, right? That's not what we should be doing. It's focusing on like the most iconic moves that are kind of attributed to Lucha, but also in general what people kind of expect from a wrestler, because there is that obviously the crossover. So in terms of strikes, and we're looking at our signature moves, some sort of elbow drop or leg drop. I think they kind of go into each other a little too much. And I'm also tempted just to leave this as a elbow drop, right? Armbar leg lock. That's another thing we need to look at, because I think they kind of do the same thing. And then same thing with clothesline and lariat, but both, I want to look at both and see if we can differentiate them enough. Headbutt is one of these other things too. I don't know how iconic that is. That feels more just like a general attack. Suplex, sleeper hold, and choke slam. We need something like power bomb, moonsault, DDT, brainbuster. Let's go. It's not slam, baby. I think Hurricanrana, this is gonna be a strike. But then we need backbreaker. It's more of a slam. Backbreaker, and then this is gonna go power bomb. So we're gonna have this like this. But we need to look. So we still also have conditions. Okay. So where we're at. Okay. So, let's look at some moves. Let's start with strikes. Body press. A maneuver that involves a wrestler attacking with the core of its body is executed from an upright running position using momentum and weight to run over the opponent. So then we got Stinger Splash, Body Avalanche. Pretty much just like that. Just using their body. Vertical press. Hand. Then we have the chop. The chop is a strike to opponent's neck, shoulders, or chest with the edge of the hand. Backhand chop. Thumb to the throat. Clothesline. Let me see. Okay, you guys aren't kind of seeing everything, so sorry. But clotheslines, I move that when wrestler runs towards another, extending their arm from the other side, parallel to the ground, hitting the opponent in the neck or chest, knocking them over. This move is often confused with the lariat. Yeah, they're kind of a little similar. Double axe handle. Drops. Elbow drop. Fist drop. Leg drop. Headbutt drop. Knee drop. Leg drop. Elbow. Back elbow. Boom, boom, boom. Elbow smash. Face wash. I have no idea where the face wash is. Whatever aiming to hurt or humiliate an opponent, usually having them sitting or leaning back to the head against the bottom of a turnbuckle. Forearm. Smash. Headbutt. See, headbutting's a thing. It's just... Don't know. Knee strike. Go to sleep. Some of these feel like you could just flavor your attack as this. So I want, like, specific moves that... This is it. Kick, leg lariat. Ooh. Leg lariat, calf kick, scissor kick, super kick. Big boot. Drop kick. Yeah, drop kick is going to be our kick thing. Tiger feint lariat. Okay. Lariat. Wrestling lariat is performed when an attacking wrestler runs towards an opponent, wraps an arm around the opponent's upper chest or neck, forces them to the ground. The move is similar to a clothesline, the difference being that the clothesline, the wrestler's arm is straight to the side during the move, while the lariat is the wrestler strikes the opponent with their arm, often in a swinging motion, and sometimes dropping the face first besides the opponent. Typically, a lariat is a finishing move, while the clothesline is simply a basic strike attack. Interesting. Just popping in, feeling old yet. I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. And again, thank you for $2, brother. I didn't know, man. I turned 21 again. Did you know? Happens a lot. I don't know. It's like I'm in a Groundhog Day situation. I just keep turning 21. This is interesting. Okay, that's something to consider. If a lariat is typically a finishing move, it's something we might need to consider. Superman Punch, Senton, Bronco Buster, a somersault senton, shoulder block. Okay, splash. Let's see. What do we have? I think a splash move would be pretty sick. But what do we got? We got choke slam, elbow drop, headbutt, whip. I'm gonna get rid of headbutt. I don't really think we need a headbutt. Another strike. I think crossbody is going to be like our kind of like a splash move. Splash is an attack very similar to body press. The difference lies in that it takes you from a falling position. Most of the times, the attack is performed horizontally. Most variations can seamlessly transition to a pin. Ooh. What's going on, Kevin? Thanks for stopping by too. Yeah, lariat. We got now. I'm kind of seeing like, ooh, lariat's like super strong version. Discuss handspring transition moves: leapfrog, matrix, pendulum, rolling thunder. Matrix, short arm, skin the cat, illegal attacks. This is all for you people that want to play heal. Cheap shots, back rake, biting, eye poke, eye rake, hair pull, hangman, low blow. Foreign objects. Here we go. Asian miss, chair shot, chair thrust, concerto, fireball, guitar shot. Yeah, we need some jumping strikes. Well, okay. We don't necessarily need jumping strikes. And here's why. The reason we don't really need like strikes that jump, I'm assuming. Hold on. Not necessarily sure I'm sold yet. High flyer in combination with these will kind of fulfill the same ideas. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Eric. Thank you, brother. Okay. The reason I'm saying Yoda, combination of high flyer, even though this is a level 11 feature, this can facilitate some of those moves. Some of those in the air moves. Like an elbow drop from the air. A power bomb from the air. Trying to land a Hurricane Rana from the air. Drop kick, etc. Like some of these already kind of like do the thing. Okay. So the only thing I'm seeing that I think we're really missing from strikes, and I think I'm gonna move them all to kind of like keep us all kind of organized a little bit. So it's easier to kind of know where I'm looking at. Jumping strikes, lariat. Boom. And I'm sorry if these are not in ABC order right now. They just aren't. We're just gonna kind of trying to think what other sort of strike. Oh, drop kick, crossbody, Drop kick. Choke slam's a choke slam. Sleeper's a sleeper. Suplex. Da 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 da. Another strike. Let's see. We're just gonna move that here. We have an idea of an effect, but it doesn't mean we actually have an effect. Like drop. Easily could be put into here. Another strike. Backbreaker Hurricanrana. Hurricanrana I could see being a... We're gonna have to figure out some of these. Crossbody. Suck. I need to make Eddie Guerrero character where I cheat the whole time. Yeah, that's what Rudo will do. Rudo will do that. Okay, crossbody armbar. Okay, cool. We'll just do that. Okay, now we can go holds. Okay. Just so we can better differentiate this. Hold, slam. Okay, choke slam. Man, I cannot spell. Look at that. We have a lot of slams. We're gonna need some hold moves, bro. Gonna move some stuff around. Move all the holds together. Suplex. I'm holding off on certain ones just because some of these I haven't moved yet because I have no clue what the hell they are. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, next I want to look at... I think strikes were kind of good, guys. But also let me know in the chat like if I'm missing like a good strike move that you think needs to be in here that I'm missing, throw it in there, because obviously I'm looking at it and like I'm only personally picking out stuff that I feel that I'm like, oh, that's a thing that needs to be a regular base. But I'm obviously gonna miss certain iconic moves that other folks are like, yeah, a standard wrestler would do this. So go for it and just tell me. Clothesline, lariat, elbow drop, leg drop, maybe. I'm gonna put maybe. If we can differentiate it from elbow drop, like, and then there's drop kick, and then I just have another strike, but that's and then there's gonna be crossbodies and stuff. Okay. These are wrestling strikes. Wrestling throws. These are what I'm considering slams. Yeah, yeah. It's just easier to kind of like make sense. Well, these are going to be the things that they're supposed to be, and this is what it is. Arm breaker, arm drag, arm ringer, atomic drop, back breaker, back body drop, mountain bomb, throw, brain buster. Okay, this was what I want to see. Ooh, brain buster. Oh, brain buster is a move in which the wrestler puts their opponent in a front face lock, vertical suplex. Oh, dang. Funny thing to think about, certain moves are actually banned in Mexico. Normally moves that have you land on your head like vertical like that, those tend to be the banned moves. Okay, so let's go. BL throw, brainbuster, bulldog, cutter, diving. Okay, I have no clue what a bulldog. Originally known as bulldogging or bulldogging headlock or headlock jawbreaker is one move in which the wrestler grabs an opponent's head, jumps forward so that the wrestler's hands, often in a sitting position. Oh, facebuster. 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 Liking that one. I'll go Facebuster. Facebuster. Okay, let's go. Let's see what Terran has over here. Armbar. The separated armor leg may be suited against grappled arm and prone leg. Ooh, that's true. Ooh, yeah, that might be the... This is true. Adrian's over here making shrimp and steak, most likely grilling, and no invite. When you shove a creature, okay. Oh yeah, I agree with this turn. Yeah, because and the funny thing, I was talking to my cousin about this because he's been in here this whole week too, kind of, and giving me feedback on the side. And we're going back and forth on this, and it hits the head. It's the nail on the head of what we're discussing, and that the leg lock should deal with prone condition in some way, and maybe prevent. Like, I thought about preventing them from moving, but I think, but it should hinder their ability to move, because it kind of wants to keep them in place. But yeah, I think prone condition. So while grappling. Okay. Might work better as just restraining them without the grappler feet issue. If they fail, their movement becomes their own. Oh, I need to bring up the grappler feet. When grappling a creature, you tighten your grip on them, hindering their mobility. When you're making a creature, you may expend and roll a momentum die. Add the result to the damage the grapple creature must make. Strike saving throw. If they fail, their movement becomes 0 until the start of the turn. What do you think of adding? Oh, okay, Elysia. Yeah, actually, I saw this comment that you posted it too. What do you think of adding the Warlock Archfey Presence feature to Charm, Frighten, your choice, or based on Mask, Persona, or whatever as early game feature? What we have for this idea so far is something that's a little bit more simplified. This is what we have Showstopper for. But that's also what we have Smack Talk for. So I think those sort of things kind of occupy the same idea. But it's not a bad idea. Because I have seen... I forgot who does it. I saw this feature. Somebody did a Lucha subclass. And I'm not sure if it's... Mage Hand Presses, Wave the Mask, or if it was Tulok's Barbarian Lucha. One of them had that similar feature. But it's still not a bad idea. But for me, I think Showstopper and Smack Talk do that fantasy. Yeah, I could see that. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea for a subclass specifically, especially one that wants to play like like the fearful thing. Sort of like you get stuff like Undertaker and Kane, like these big brutes that are induce fear because of their gimmick at the same time. This aura of death and infernal. Actually, I could see that being something tied to a fiend or specifically devil subclass, just because they already deal with charisma based stuff, making deals and stuff. But that's an inducing fear or temptation. I can see specifically that fitting with that too. That I will consider, because a devil inspired subclass would be pretty sweet, and that can also maybe lean into some Kane, Undertaker kind of stuff too. Yeah, but for me, Showstopper and Smack Talk kind of fill that same role too, right? This just gives us some more out of combat stuff, and Smack Talk is that somewhat of a present sort of thing too. Like you're doing your promo, and then this acts like a taunt too. But yeah, I like that idea. It's just finding out where it fits, and I think more of a subclass specific thing might be where we go. Okay, let's go back to this armbar. You tighten your grip on your creature you have grappled with your legs. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of momentum die. Straight. Yeah, David was there. David's in my play group, and yeah, we played it and it worked. Like we were really surprised how good it was doing. Admittedly, the Storm Giants strength mod was stupid, but proof of concept, it did its thing. So clothesline. If you move at least 10 feet straight towards a creature and hit it with an unarmed strike on the same turn, you can expend and roll a momentum die. The creature takes damage equal to the amount rolled. They must make a strike saving throw. If they fail, they are knocked prone. Let's see. How do we differentiate Lariat from this? Lariat's more like a straight up power move, strike move also. Seeing Terran's doing some Arbars and stuff on here. Let's see, elbow drop. Yeah, admittedly, if momentum didn't play well at the table, this stream would have been different, and we would have been like, yeah, we need to change our resource for the class. Admittedly, but no, it momentum played, it felt good. So hopefully, I don't know if we like do a one shot or something, and when you guys want to try the class, you guys can give me more feedback on the Lucha too, and just see how momentum feels for you guys, if it's easy to track and stuff. That's my big concern: how easy it is to track, and does it feel good? And for me, it's like I have a bit of a bias because I know how it works, but having somebody else do it and figure it out too will definitely help. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is like clothesline, boom. This is like your standard kind of charge drop them. Lariat, I'm trying to figure out how we differentiate it because they are very much the same. Let me open up another thing. Lariat. Lariat wrestling. Just gonna wash this off to the side. Ooh. Okay. Can't show you guys in there because this isn't Dimka, but okay. Okay, so Lariat. Big difference is this is definitely a finisher move. This is one that should cost a lot of momentum. Should cost a lot of momentum. So both, yeah, clothesline also is from running. That's the thing. Clothesline is from running. Because clothesline is kind of like your standard charge move, but Lariat actually knocks them out. Straight towards a creature. We're just gonna put a number. I think because this one needs like actual momentum and speed because it's a 100% power move. And you're just raking it across their face and their chest. And then hit it with an unarmed strike on the same turn. You can expend and roll momentum dice. The creature takes damage equal to the amount rolled. They must make a strength saving throw. Your SMDC. If they fail, they are power word yeah. They get knocked prone and are unconscious. Okay, yeah. The only problem? Okay. I think this one's gonna be locked. Conscious. For me, one I can't spell. This needs to use a lot of movement, bro. This needs to use a lot of movement. A lot of movement. And it costs a lot, like all your momentum. Yeah, like mind you, Lariat's like typically a finisher. Like this one's gonna be locked. Like this has to be locked behind some momentum use. Against your SMDC. Yeah, oh yeah, it has a save. It has a. I'm tempted though. maybe not have it based off strength. Constitution? Instead? Yeah, because this is my general thought right now when it comes to some of these. You're gonna get the damage through. But it's the extra effect is what's gonna be like the thing. So like, yeah, you'll get your extra D6 or the extra D6 on top of this. But if they fail to save, then your extra spice won't get through. Still something we can kind of work on, because we can do half damage. And that's how we differentiate clothesline. Like, this lariat is such a stronger move. Yeah, Taryn's looking at it right now. We're gonna see. Oh yeah, just pulling her off on the side. I was like, ooh boy. Needs a duration. Ooh, knocks the cautious for prone. Needs a duration until the start of your next turn. Till the start of your next turn. It's either the start or their next turn. What's going on, Awesome Soul? Yeah. For me, it's like it's a risk versus reward sort of thing. Because I want this to cost a lot of momentum die, but then you're gonna get the damage output for it. Yeah, because it's just unconscious. Like, for those that aren't aware what unconscious does. Unconscious creature is incapacitated, can't speak or move, and is unaware of its surroundings. So you're knocking this dude on out. Then they're prone, and then they automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. And attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if you're right next to him. That's a lot. It almost feels like this. A lot. But yeah, let's see. When can you do this? Let me look. When can you do this at, like, just straight up? You can't start really doing this until level 9. Right, hold on. When do you get... Hold on. No, you can't really just start doing this from the get-go until level 15. Can't do this from the get-go until level 15. Because at level 7 you get 2, level 10 you get 3, and then level 15 you automatically start with 4 momentum die. You can pick it up. Yeah. So yeah, so that's the thing. Not until level 15 you can just straight up do it on your first turn. You could start doing this maneuver when you hit level 9, because that's when you get your that's when you can get up to 4 momentum. But still, it's going to take a 3 turns total before you can actually pull this off. Until you hit level 10, then it's going to take, you can do it in 3 turns. Start off with 3. Oh, in 2 turns. The second turn, you'll be able to pull it off. And then you're out of momentum. If we go with 4. But yeah, because you start off with 3. Don't use, you just keep attacking. So, and they don't spend any momentum. So the second turn, that's what you'll be able to pull off. Oh yeah. Does this need a size restriction just for narrative? I'm all for knocking a Tarrasque on its ass, but I think this needs some kind of clarification text here about size. Yeah, we do. Towards a creature that is... Yeah, this needs towards a creature that is large or smaller. Yeah, that is pretty huge. Prone and stunned. That's larger. What's the right now I just have it listed as a D6, but it is going to scale. I have yet to put it in, but it's going to scale. It definitely will scale. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like, yeah, because again, this is what you get for unconscious. It's a lot. I'm thinking, yeah, they need to be knocked prone and stunned. No more than one night silent for a rune. Oh. Ooh. Oh, that's true. That you could. That is actually better. Yeah, no more than one size larger than you for the Rune Knight enlarged shenanigans. Yeah. Yep, and then actually that you can grapple or shove answers that too. But actually, it keeps us in line with later on in our buff that we get for hitting somebody a little bit higher. All right. Ooh, Lariat, man. Okay. Yeah, I'm agreeing with this. Unconscious a lot. I'm thinking I'm knocked prone and stunned. Okay, what? I just need to see what stun does. We know what prone does. Stone. Stun creature is incapacitated. Okay. Can't move and speak only. Okay. Okay, so yes, there is. There still is. That's at level 6. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do prone and stun. Pretty much the only difference between the unconscious and the combination of prone and stunned is this right here. Is that? That's really, so we kind of get all this other stuff, just no auto crits. But that's it. I would maybe think about wording it as up to one size larger than you, so then enlarge can also help you know. Okay, here's why we did shoved and grapple. It's because at level 6, you can as a size larger when grappling and shoving creatures. So we get that natural progression already that you already can grapple up to large if you're normal, or if you're a medium size. But then now this lets you get the grapple huge. And if you're small, now you can grapple large. Okay, I'm looking at the time. I'm gonna have to close up a little bit in just a second. This Friday though I am off. I'm tempted during the middle of the day to stream and do more of this coming Friday because I have time off. It is Good Friday that I looked at it. Or maybe stream next Monday. We'll see. We'll see if I'll just see what I have planned going on. But yeah. Again, thanks, Taryn. I just want to read what he has for armbars and leglock right now, and then yeah, then I'm gonna have to close up shop. I need to eat. I gotta clean my apartment. Getting rough. So what do we got for armbar? As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you have grappled with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll mod. Put your strength modifier, and then grapple creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. Ooh, okay. Doing some deals damage. While you grapple it, while you have a creature restrained this way, you cannot make melee attacks. That's true. I'm wondering, with some of these hold? I'm wondering, with some of these holds, right? Because this is what I was thinking too. It's like, and it kind of reminds me of Witch Bolt, because obviously Witch Bolt, you're kind of maintaining the concentration to do damage per turn. I wonder if some of these holds can have like a similar effect like that. The more you maintain it, the more you continue doing damage. It's just like auto damage. And it's up to them on the enemy's turn to break the hold, the grapple. And as long as we continue to maintain that hold, well, yeah. As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you grapple with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of the moment. From the restrain, you grapple it while you have a creature restrained this way. You cannot make melee attacks or otherwise use your arms. And for leg lock, as an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you grappled with your legs. Doing so deals damage to the roll, and the grapple creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a creature restrained this way, your movement speed becomes 0. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing with these holds. Like you hold them and then you benefit from holding them. Especially, yeah, because for me, it's like with some of these, you're gonna take a some sort of negative effect. Maintaining it is just like one of those things. Like, yeah, you're just holding them and you're just cranking on that arm. You're cranking on their leg. It's just, yeah, and it's up to the person being held to break out of it. That fits within the fantasy too. Like, it's up to the other person. Yeah, I'm liking these. Taryn, I'll hit you up sometime this week regarding this, and maybe we could work something out, streaming it on Good Friday, or even Monday, or yeah, Good Friday, because everybody's off, and we can do something. All right. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna be back Friday as long as things kind of pan out with if I don't have anything planned. Also, this is the last Dungeoneers Pack Live for Sundays, so this is like the big announcement I wanted to do. Dungeoneers Pack Live is going to move to Saturdays, 1 p.m. PST. With scheduling with my play group, this is so I can actually continue to play D&D with my play group. We're moving our games to Saturday nights, and while I can still perfectly do a Sunday stream, I'm gonna be dead tired and not be able to think. So yeah, we're gonna move it to 1 p.m. PST, right in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday. So that'll be the new time for Dungeoneers Pack Live. So hopefully that works out with guests and stuff a little bit easier. We can work things out and continue to cover topics and continue to cover stuff like this too. So again, thanks, Taryn. Let's see, Drunken Yoda, Joseph, my cousin, Awesome Soul, Steven, Black Kevin, David, Adrian, Mondo for coming in too. Eric at Fry Minis. Let's see, Elijah Draws. Let's see who else. Seeing everybody that kind of stopped at Lance. Yeah. And yeah, that's mostly everybody. And then a bunch of other people lurking. Thank you guys all for tuning in and checking us out here. So yeah, I'll see you guys back for sure next Saturday, new time. And thanks again, Taryn, for the feedback and throwing ideas at the wall with me. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Okay, I will definitely hit you up soon, Elijah. Well, and then I'll yeah, this is something. Definitely looking for an artist is something definitely is in my is in the things I need to do soon. So yeah, till next week.